Yes, happy Friday, happy Friday. I don't know how happy your Friday is, but happy Friday to you. And this is the time that people are thinking about going to rest, and they have worked so hard. But the question is, what kind of a rest are they going to have? Those are the things that we'll be covering today, but what we want to look at, yesterday. Yesterday we said to ourselves that if we are going to end the year strong, we must be intentional about ending our year strong, and we must also be intentional about beginning our year strong. It is October now, and therefore we have to be intentional about beginning 2026 strong. The companies are doing that right now. They are very intentional about what's going to happen in the coming year. I tell you, they are already done with 2026. We need to be as intentional as they are. But at the same time, we also need to be intentional about when we start something and also when we end something. Now, we said that if we are intentional about ending the year strong, starting the year strong, because it has to end first before it starts, we must be intentional about beginning the day strong and ending the day strong. Therefore, what we did, we said, how about looking at the guy called epinephrine, which is the hormone which makes us to start a day strong. And we found out that epinephrine is almost like the old cars. They have got carburetors. Remember carburetors? Carburetors are that thing which was assisting the fuel and the air to combine and cause a spark. But they had to take time, to start the car, spend some 30 minutes for the car to warm up. That's the carburetors. And then we have now what is called what is this? The other one now. We have the one that now you are able, I just forgot the name, you are able to start the car immediately. And when you start the car will go immediately. And we said that GTS is that which is the fuel injection. Yeah, that's the fuel injection. So yesterday we said that we are moving away from the carburetor life and we are going to the fuel injection life, which means that we are moving away from that life which you have to start and warm up as you are waking up, and then you go at 10 o'clock, you are warming yourself with some coffee, only at 11 that now you are beginning to idle and then you start going. But we said that if there was a fuel injector and a carburetor, there has to be some fuel injector in our bodies right now. Because when we are old, we have that carburetor that is, in this engine. But now you can, as an old person, have something which is a fuel injector. And we said we have GTS. GTS is able to give you the get up and go energy. You start the car and you go. And we said that as you go older, you find yourself that those glands that are secreting, that fuel injector, those glands that are secreting that epinephrine, they get older. So we said that no, we can have GTS. GTS is going to bring that fuel injector again. We will have that get up and go energy, no matter how old you are. And we also said that the young people, even if they are young, but their fuel injector can go down as well because of the lifestyle, because of what they eat. Whether you're 25 or 75, you have the same problem. And we explained how the GTS can make you to get up and go. So now, when you get up and go, you wake up to a new day, and there is the light, and the GTS is giving you that go. But can I tell you something? In as much as you must be intentional about waking up, you also have to be intentional about sleeping. In as much as you have to be intentional about working, you must be intentional about resting. These two things, the light and the day, Before the Creator, they are equally profitable. If you have the light and you say the light is profitable for you, you are going to work, the night is equally profitable. That is how we've been created. So you must be intentional about waking up. Get your GTS. But you also have to be intentional about sleeping, because sleeping is a project. Sleeping is energy. Sleeping is not maybe stopping its energy. Sleep is something that we need to do, and we have to be intentional about it. Let me make an example to you. If you are going to fly, let's say flying is like waking up. The pilot, the skill of flying this, the amount that it takes for this thing to fly from Johannesburg to London, the cost, the profits of it flying, don't think that the profits of it flying and the cost of it flying is more expensive than the cost of making it to rest. If you have a pilot who is looking after this when it is flying together with the staff members, you also have the engineers who are looking after this plane when it has come to a stop, because they have to put an equally, powerful work. The engineer that is looking at this when it has stopped must make sure that when it flies again, it has to wake up to a day where it is going to fly successfully. It is like that with the human being. When you are awake, you need GTS. You need the get up and go energy. You need something that is going to make you to be profitable in your waking up time. I don't know how much you earn in a day when you are awake. I don't know how much it is to drive your life, the life that you are living right now. I don't know how much it is for your life when you are awake. What is the cost of waking up? What is the cost of waking up? The cost of living is both day and night. But what is the cost of waking up? What is that cost of waking up? But I want to say to you, the cost of sleeping. Sleeping is as profitable as waking up. I want to say to you, sleeping is as profitable as waking up. I did a blog here. In this blog, I say, if you are running is profitable, but running and resting are equally profitable, and that's what I'm going to prove to you today. Running and resting are equally profitable. You have to be intentional about running, but you have to be equally intentional about resting. So night and day is equally profitable, and working and resting is equally profitable. Therefore, that is why we need the epinephrine. The epinephrine is that which is going to help you as you are waking up, the get up and go energy. But when you sleep, you also need another hormone which is called the serotonin. And that one, it is working when you are asleep. If the epinephrine is the pilot when you are awake and it is paid that much money for you to fly, the serotonin, it is that engineer when you have landed that is making sure that you are ready for the next flight. So for as much as you need a day shift, there is a night shift that is going to work for the day shift to succeed. There are factories which have got some engineers, which have got, all the skills that are making the factory to run during the day. But there is also a night shift that is going to come to the same factory and make sure that this factory is prepared for the next day. In as much as there is a money that is paid for the factory to run during the day, there is also money that is paid for the factory to rest during the night. Does it make sense? So with us, we need GTS. We need the epinephrine. We need the get up and go energy so that we can start the day strong. But you also need to end the day strong and be intentional about ending the day strong if you are going to end the year strong. Therefore, what are we talking about here? When we sleep, There are things that are happening when we sleep. I'm going to mention these things. When you are sleeping, your cells, they go through a cell repair. Your muscles and skin, they are rebuilding. The cells are rebuilding, the muscles are rebuilding, the organs are rebuilding when you are sleeping. So that is profitable. That is profitable, and nothing can replace that. When you are sleeping, the memory comes together and go and put all the things in the right shelves of what it has taken during the day. It needs to have that time of a filing. That filing needs a proper sleep of all cycles. Now that is also profitable. The other thing when you are sleeping, the emotional reset. I spoke about the serotonin, that it balances your mood again. By the way, at night it is the serotonin and the melatonin that are working. During the day, it is the epinephrine. Now, these are the engineers of the night, the serotonin and the melatonin. These are balancing your mood, and at the same time, you get the energy recharge. You get the energy recharge. When you are sleeping, your body refuels, just like, when you are charging the phone. It's very important for that process to happen in you. And the other thing that happens when you're sleeping, the brain detox. The brain is detoxing, all those toxins during the day that were there, they were linked to the stress and forgetfulness. The brain is detoxing. When you are sleeping, it is detoxing. Now, all those processes that are happening in this factory. This factory now is beginning to be profitable at night equally, just like it is profitable during the day. You don't need to deny the factory the profit of cell repair, the profit of memory consolidation, the profit of emotional reset, the profit of energy recharge, the profit of brain detox. Those 5 things, there is no place that can give you those things. The only place is that night shift, and the night shift is called sleep, and sleep is something that you must be intentional about it. Now, those are the 5, things that you're going to get during your sleep. But here's another thing. You are going to get the hormone balance when you're sleeping. Hormone balance. When you are sleeping, the growth hormone is stabilizing. That's why children, as they sleep, they sleep a lot and they're growing. And also the insulin, when you are sleeping, it needs a break. It needs a break. We've got problem of people that are saying, but I took that NRM of yours, but after taking this NRM, my sugar is still high. It is high because, and I want you to remember this, it is high because though you are using the NRM, but the lack of sleep keeps the insulin awake. Remember, the insulin was awake during the day. Now the insulin is awake during the night. That is a double shift that you are giving your insulin. You need to give your insulin some rest. Yes, you need some 12-hour break. Give your insulin some 12-hour break. If you finished eating at 6 o'clock, between 6 and 6 in the morning, eat nothing. Because when you wake it up again, it's going to give you problems. So the sleep is very important to you as you have the problem with diabetes, because if you don't sleep, you don't give that balance to the hormones. And the other thing, when you are sleeping, you dream, and you need a deep rest. There are cycles of sleeping. You need a deep rest, and when the creativity begins to, you begin to be more creative. You begin to have the spark because you are sleeping. Now, a sleep is a factory. A sleep is a factory which has been created by God, and there are many important things during the sleep that no hospital can replace them. No hospital can replace them. And the other problem, I remember that other people, if it is not the issue of the diabetes, they will say, but I got that NRM of yours, but I still have that problem of my blood pressure. My blood pressure is still a problem to me, so these things are not working. Yes, they are not working because when you are sleeping, you have the heart health, it begins now to rest. If your heart is pumping during the day shift, you must give it a night shift. In the night shift, the blood pressure must lower and give your heart a break. Now, if you are awake at night, even if you're not doing anything, if you're awake at night, you're awake during the day, your heart is working a double shift. Remember I said to you, if you are awake during the day and you are awake during the night, your insulin is working double shift. It's going to make the diabetes to remain high. Now the insulin needs a break. The second thing that needs a break is the heart. The heart needs a break. These two things, if you don't give them a break, I'm going to shock you what's going to happen. But we will come to that. The other thing is the metabolic reset. You need 12 hours for your tummy to reset. If you finish eating at 6 o'clock, then you start taking ice cream at 10 o'clock because you are watching that Netflix, you are waking up the body for a night shift. Now, if that metabolic reset is not there, it starts the day shift again, and guess what? What it's going to do, it's going to disturb your weight. So, if you have metabolic reset, just like when you run, you lose weight. When you sleep, according to the creation of the Creator, it was created that your weight control. When you sleep, there must be weight control because it is during the time of fasting. There must be that's why they call break fast. Give that 12 hours. Break fast. Give that 12 hours. And when you're sleeping, you get a stronger immunity. There is more white blood cells that get produced when you're sleeping. So if you want a strong immunity, sleep. Sleep. Because if you're sleeping, you are going to get strong immunity. Now, we want to end up that to say rest is not lazy, but rest is a laboratory that is working for your soul. So I gave you 10 things that happen during the night. I hope those things are going to help you to think about your night, that you need to be intentional about the night. Because if you are not going to be intentional, there is a pharmaceutical that is in your body that gets released only at night. When you are sleeping, it was the time that was designed for you that the pharmacy must release things inside. Because that time is preparing you, those engineers, they are preparing the flight for the next day. So get your sleep. Get your sleep. Get your sleep. Get your sleep. Be intentional about your sleep. And I've got my blog about that. I'm going to put it here about the sleep. Now, what are the consequences of sleeplessness? If you don't sleep, you will have difficulty in thinking and difficulty in remembering or focusing if you don't sleep. You've got what is called brain fog. The second thing you will have if you don't sleep, you are going to have mood swings. Some people get so moody in the morning. They will tell you that I'm not a morning person. It's because the person was not sleeping. The person has got anxiety, sadness, and the person is angry. If you don't sleep, you are going to have a weak immune system. Watch those movies throughout the night and get a weak immune system. And as you watch them, keep on throwing those things in the mouth. And if you don't sleep, it says that you will have weight gain, because the weight, it gains at night when there is hormonal imbalance. There is craving at night that happens if you don't sleep. Even if you're not eating, there is craving that happens because when you are awake, the body is expecting that, okay, this is our day shift. It is our day shift. Therefore, the people of the high blood pressure, when they don't sleep, their heart does not rest during the day, their heart does not rest at night. That is a problem. Then you will come to me and say, your NRM is not working. And I'll tell you that you are not sleeping. You are not sleeping. The people, it also gives diabetes risk when you don't sleep. Because the sleep, it affects the insulin sensitivity. When you don't sleep, the insulin is working during the day, and the insulin also works during the night. It ends up being numb. It becomes numb. It becomes insensitive. Then the diabetes goes up. People of diabetes, when they come to us at APL Go, we've got 90% of those that are testifying. They are saying that we have good results. But there will be that 10% that says, this thing is not working. Guess what? They don't sleep. They don't sleep. And they don't know that sleeping is something that you must be intentional about. Sleeping is very profitable. I mean the intentional sleep. I mean the full cycles of sleep. They have been created to be the time of a night shift where things are going to be working. People who don't sleep, when they have been injured, they have slower healing. They don't heal fast. Because sleep makes you to heal fast. It makes you to recover fast. That is why in the hospital, they want you to sleep, because you need to recover. You need to recover. That is the importance of sleeping. So sleeping is one other medicine that the hospital gives to you, but they won't tell you. They won't tell you. So you pay them for you to sleep. They charge you to make you sleep. Sometimes they're going to give you some things for you to sleep, by force if you don't want to sleep. So you have got slower healing, and you also have depression. You have depression when you don't sleep. People of depression, it's because they are messing up with the neurotransmitters, that thing of not sleeping. The mind knows that it is daytime, we have to work. So you work during the day, you work at night. And then when you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to go to school, you feel as tired as if it is 7 p.m. at night. When you go into work, you are already tired. Now we are going to see how we sort that thing out. And if you don't sleep, you also have a low libido if you don't sleep, because that imbalance, it affects the drive in your relationships. And also you will have a burnout and a breakdown, because the physical and the mental collapse, the physical, mental and emotional collapse, they happen because you don't sleep. Now, you are like a plane that is flying forever. It cannot rest. Now, there is something about a plane. A plane is not like a car. A car, when you get stuck, you can get stuck and go out of the road. When you get stuck with a plane up there, you don't go out of the road. You know that if you are stuck, you're dead. So it's very important that those engineers, they are the melatonins and the serotonins at night. Those engineers must make sure that when the plane is resting, they service it for the next time. Now, what is the solution? You got this NRM for diabetes. You got this NRM maybe for the blood pressure. What is the solution? I would advise you that you need to get RLX. During the day, we said that for the epinephrine, to have those glands releasing the epinephrine, you need the GTS. At night, when you have those glands that are going to make you rest, you need the RLX. They are the ones that are going to help you to release the serotonin. They support sleep quality. They calm the mind, and help you to go to a deep sleep. And that thing is called RLX. So get RLX. RLX means I am intentional about my rest. I'm intentional about my sleep. GTS means I am intentional about waking up. I am a fuel injector. I'm not a carburetor. I hope you get the gist for these two things. So I'm encouraging you, as we are going over the weekend, that be intentional about your rest. I've got friends that are in the Sabbath, the Christianity of Sabbath, and by 6 o'clock tonight, they are intentional that they're going to rest. I'm not a Sabbath, but I admire their being intentional about resting. So as you are intentional about resting, be intentional about sleeping. You have to be intentional, because there are qualities in that sleeping. I'm not selling the Sabbath, but you will know in the US that there is one city that is full of people who are the longest living people on earth. there is one city there which is of the Adventist, because they are intentional about their resting. So resting is profitable just as working is profitable. Be intentional about your resting. Make sure that when you rest, you rest. And make sure that when you work, you work. Therefore, we say today, you can start the day strong with GTS. You can end the day strong with RLX. Go and get RLX. If you have the problem of high blood and you are taking maybe HRT or maybe you are taking NRM, get RLX. It will give you good sleep. I hope this, it was a bit long, but I hope it's going to help, especially for the new people that have joined us from the 10th of July. We want to say thank you for joining us since the 10th of July in our program that we are using, and where we're saying to people, get these products for yourself, order in the office for yourself. We are teaching people that even if they are not distributors, they can get the products for themselves. And also, you go and take the responsibility. Remember, if you have a problem with your heart, it is not the doctor's heart, it is your own heart. The doctor has got his heart, you've got your own heart. So get to know your body. And if you get to know your body, be intentional. Be intentional. You want to start the day strong, you want to finish strong. You want to start the year strong, you want to finish strong. Be intentional about working. Be intentional about resting. That is my message today. RLX, it is the restful fuel. GTS, it is the working fuel. To sleep, you need fuel. To work, you need fuel. Get the RLX fuel. It is going to make sure that you sleep. Get the GTS fuel. It is going to make sure that you wake up and you go to work. That is my message for today. It has been a lot of rambling, but I hope I made the point clear, and I'm going to give the link of this blog that I did about RLX. I enjoyed doing this blog together with my team this morning, my team of 20, which I am working with here in the house, and they are beautiful team to work with. And you know, my team is a lot of machines. These machines are doing a good work, and if you want to know about these machines and the work that they do, you can have your own machines that are working with you at home alone, and those machines, they can make you to have a good marketing agents at home. If you want to know about that, join us at 6 o'clock today. Join us at 6 o'clock today. You will hear about the machines that can help each and every one of you in APL Go to work with us. And have a wonderful weekend. And to Sunny Sindane, once again, appreciating you, and appreciating you also. Losh Siswam, I can see you there. And Lorraine, I appreciate you as well, watching with us. And Sbu Rankosi, thank you for watching with us. I hope this is helping you to make sure that this body of yours, you are intentional about this body, going out there to make sure that you go win and you go big. Have a wonderful day. Let's meet tomorrow.